The river between Dry Hollow and Red Mesa was not the widest in the territory, but it was the most stubborn. It roared through jagged stone like it had something to prove, churning white against black rock, daring any man to cross it without consequence. For 20 years, it had served as a border, not just of land, but of pride. Walter Hale arrived at sunrise. He rode in from the Eastern Trail with dust on his boots and a rolled stack of blueprints strapped behind his saddle. He wasn't dressed like a politician or a soldier. He looked like a working man, broad shoulders, steady eyes, and hands roughened by timber and iron. He had built bridges across canyons and floodplains. But this one, he'd been warned, would be different. Dry Hollow hired him. Red Mesa didn't want him. Walter dismounted near the riverbank and stared at the rushing water. He could already see the natural anchor points in the stone. Solid foundation, good depth. It could be done. "What you looking at so hard?" Walter turned to see a rancher from Dry Hollow standing a few yards away, arms crossed. "Future road," Walter replied calmly. The rancher spat into the dirt. "That river keeps Red Mesa where they belong." Walter didn't answer. He had heard that tone before in other towns. Rivers had a way of turning fear into tradition. By midday, Walter began surveying. Hammer strikes echoed against stone as he marked foundation points. Some men from Dry Hollow helped. Others just watched. Across the river, Red Mesa watched too. And that was when he first saw her. She stood on a small rise overlooking the water, skirts brushing the tall grass. The morning sun caught in her dark hair as the wind pulled it loose from its pins. She didn't hide her stare. She studied him, openly, thoughtfully. Walter paused, even from a distance. There was something steady about her posture. Not defiant, not afraid. Curious. Later that afternoon, Walter crossed by the old ferry platform to deliver a formal notice to Red Mesa's council. The town was louder than Dry Hollow music, drifting from the saloon, wagon wheels grinding over hard-packed dirt. Inside the small schoolhouse at the edge of town, he found her again. Mary Callahan. She stood before a chalkboard, sleeves rolled slightly, explaining arithmetic to a room of children who looked half interested and half restless. When she noticed Walter in the doorway, she didn't falter. She finished the lesson before dismissing the class. If you want to hear the full story, click the title below.